Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Power Press push-up training system. So check it out. Alright guys, so before I do the review of this Power Press training system, I'm going to give you guys a close-up of what is included. You have the Power Press board, which is actually two separate pieces that connects in the middle. It's about 38 inches in length across and 16 inches in height. And then you also have the plastic handles that is included. Depending on the muscle group you're working, it's color-coded, so red is going to be shoulders, blue is going to be chest, green triceps, and yellow is going to be back. The way it connects in the middle is it simply just has a lip right here on the left plastic panel that the right one sits on. So it just locks into place and stays connected there. Underneath, you do have these kind of foam rubberized feet. So if you're using it on a hard floor like your garage like I am, it kind of softens it up a little bit. But this thing is made of plastic, so definitely would recommend not dropping it and just kind of being careful with it. So it says Power Press. I mean, there's really nothing to it. You have the peg holes, and then you have the handles. The handles are a hardened plastic that have a good amount of weight to it. Actually, it feels pretty sturdy. And the grips are textured, and then it has these little nubs at the end that go into the holes and sit right in there. So that's really nice. I definitely like that part. And then lastly, it also comes with this laminated sheet, if you want to call it, training calendar. So you have a 10-week superset workout schedule if you'd like to follow along with this: the startup, the rev up, and then the explosion. So that's 10 weeks total. If you want to follow along with that, you can do so. On the back side, you have the designations that go with a letter and a number, and then each different muscle group. So blue is chest, and it also includes plyometrics cardio as well as abdominal work, which you'll do on your own. Obviously, you're not going to be doing abs using this Power Press. These are all just suggested exercises you can do. So you could do like chest Monday, shoulders Tuesday, back Wednesday, triceps Thursday, and so forth. So this is a really cool guide to have, whether you're doing it in your garage or at your gym. Just stick it up on the wall and you have a quick reference card. So I've had this thing for several weeks now. I've been using it a lot more than I thought I would. So let's go ahead and give you guys a review on it and show you guys how this thing works. Okay guys, so I have the Power Press set up and ready to go. Before I go any further, I just want to let you guys know that this Power Press retails for $69 through their website. I'll put the link in the description box so you guys can check that out. And the reason I actually picked this up was a couple months ago. I was watching some YouTube videos for strength and conditioning, and you know how you go down that YouTube rabbit hole. I actually ended up finding this Power Press workout video. It was actually a Power Press challenge, and there was a couple people that were trying to knock out, I think it was like 100 push-ups in like a minute or something like that. I can't remember, but I liked the look of the board. I liked the science behind it and the simplicity of it, so I went ahead and picked this up. And to be honest with you, sometimes when you buy workout products like this, you think you're going to use it, and then you kind of end up just kind of kicking it to the side, and it just ends up collecting dust somewhere in your bedroom or in your garage, and you end up not using it as much as you thought you would. With this, I actually end up using this almost every day. Surprisingly, I actually have it set up in my bedroom, so it's easy to access. And sometimes I'll bust out, 50, 60, 70 push-ups before I go to bed or in the morning when I wake up. The reason I like it so much, other than the fact that it makes it easy and it takes the guesswork away, is the fact that it has handles. So it's like basically it's like a push-up bar, and you're relieving any kind of stress on your wrists. So when you do traditional push-ups, you have your palms on the ground and you're putting a lot of pressure right here on your hand and your wrist. And obviously over time that can cause some injuries or some issues. When you're using these push-up bars, everything is nice and straight and you have correct form. So I really love that aspect of it. One thing I felt that could have been improved was kind of the quality. It does feel a little bit plasticky. It feels like one of those things that if you're carrying it and you accidentally drop it, it's probably gonna crack. So maybe if they coated it in like some kind of like rubber to give it a little bit more of a sturdier feel, that would be nice. They also sell a carrying bag for this for $19. I felt like that's kind of a money grab, to be honest with you. I feel like they should have included that bag, because without that bag, this thing is not really mobile. It's pretty big. Like I showed you guys earlier in the close-up. I mean, you guys can see based on my size compared to this thing, it's not like something that you would feel comfortable just walking into the gym with, carrying it like a briefcase and then laying it down. It's one of those things that once it's at the gym, you just kind of leave it there and then people use it. Or if you have it at home, you lay it down where you want to use it the most, and then you just don't touch it. You just use it from there. So I wish they included the carrying bag with it instead of charging you another $19 for it. So that's just my thoughts. Now, on to the actual exercise. Before you actually start doing the exercises on this, the number one thing I recommend is to mark where your feet is going to be. By that I mean, I use the chest as my guide. Okay, so I'll get into the push-up position. Chest is going to be the blue color, with my arms and my hands parallel to where my chest is at. So if I'm doing chest, it's parallel. Now, with the push-up position, I check to see where my feet are at, and then I'll put a piece of tape down here in my garage. I mean, you don't even have to use tape. You can use, a tube of toothpaste and just lay it down on the floor and use that to mark your feet. Point being is that if you don't do that, you run the risk of essentially working the same muscle group over and over, because if your feet move forward or backwards, if you look here, blue is chest, red is shoulders, right? You can see the positioning is exactly the same. They're both vertical. So if I'm doing chest right here, and if I move up and I move my feet with it, I'm still doing chest. So it's really important that you mark your foot location, because if you don't, you're essentially not going to be working different muscle group. You're going to be doing the same muscle group over and over with just different hand position, and you're not going to get the full benefit of this. So make sure to do that. Okay, so red is shoulders, blue is chest, green is triceps, yellow is back. It's completely up to you if you want to follow along with this chart. If you're somebody that needs some structure, that needs some accountability, maybe this is good for you to use. You want to put this up on your wall, get yourself like a dry erase marker, and then it's laminated so you can mark off, okay, Monday I did chest, I'm done with that. I did everything on here, move to red for Tuesday for shoulders. Completely up to you. I worked out so much already doing all my other training that I'm not following that. I just use this kind of as a supplement, and I'll switch it up. Maybe I'll be like, all right, I'll do 10 of each red hand position for today, and then I'm done. And then tomorrow I'll do the yellow 10 reps per hand position, and then I'll be finished. So I'll just show you guys real quick. I already marked my feet. Back here I have a piece of tape on the floor that I use as my guide to make sure that I'm where I need to be at. Okay, so just to make sure. The pegs on this feel really good. Obviously once it's down on the floor, I haven't had any issues. If you can get it down like on a piece of carpet, something soft, that's even better. I think it'll reduce the wear and tear on the bottom plastic, but that's completely up to you. So my feet position is good, and then I can knock out like chest. So I'll do this chest workout right here, knock out like 10 reps. And then you can change the position of your hand. Now, again, keeping my feet where they need to be at. Don't change the position of my feet. I'm still doing chest. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now shoulders. So say I want to do shoulders. I'll move up to red. Again, keeping my feet exactly where they're at. Because if I scoot my feet forward, I'm doing chest still. So keep your feet exactly where they're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's do back. Now back, I'm a little bit kind of confused with. So typically when you do a back exercise, it's a pulling motion, where push-ups are just like they're called, push-ups are a pushing motion. I guess you can feel your back muscles getting engaged to a certain degree, but you're not doing a pulling motion, you're doing a push-up. So I think it's a little misleading that you're training your back with the yellow where it says back, because I really don't feel like you're really training in the way where you're going to be getting any kind of muscular development from that. I feel that maybe you're going to be activating just a little bit from the motion of it, but you're not actually challenging that muscle group. That's just my opinion. So we'll do back. And again, I'm still doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I honestly feel that's more like tricep and shoulders more than anything. And then green is going to be triceps. So let's do close grip. Let's do close grip. So again, feet position is right where it needs to be at. And triceps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So there you have it. I mean, you know, it's nothing crazy scientific about this board. I honestly love this thing. You know, $69 is a little pricey for, you know, something that's made out of this kind of plastic material. But the reason I like this so much, and yeah, I know people are going to say, well, you can just do push-ups on your own with your hands and position your hands wherever you want. True. But I like the fact that with this, you can just get down and start working out. You don't have to think. You don't have to worry about your hands being even. That's another thing. Sometimes if you don't have like a line or anything to guide where your hands are at when you're doing regular push-ups, one hand could be up here, another hand could be here, and you might not even notice it. Now you're off center. You're not centered. So with this, you know you're always going to be centered. You know your hands are always going to be spaced apart properly. And of course, you're taking pressure off your wrists because you're using these bars. And just make sure you mark your feet. But outside of that, you know, for those of you that are wanting to, you know, add another piece of equipment that's worthwhile for your strength and conditioning, or you want to change things up in regards to doing push-ups, I think this is a great board to use. The only thing is the nickel and diming with the carrying case. It doesn't include that. But again, I mean, it is what it is. You can just grab yourself your own duffel bag and maybe throw it in there and use that duffel bag if you have something laying around the house. I know I sometimes have stuff that's extra laying around, and throw that in there and then take this with you so you have a mobile workout station. But all in all, I'm very satisfied with this. If you guys have any questions, as usual, put them down in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find this Power Press complete push-up training system. I'll see you guys later. Take care.